Corey, and we're here with Kylee Stock. She's the director of events for FryFest. Kylee, thank you for being here and taking a little time out of what must be a really busy morning for you.
Absolutely.
How have things been going?
Very well. We've got all 101 Herky Parade statues here. All of our vendors are here and ready to sell merchandise to our Hawkeye fans, and Hall of Fame is getting ready to come speak on a panel.
This has gone on, this is year number 15 now. How many years have you been aware of it, and how many years have you been in charge of it?
I hate to admit this, I didn't know about FryFest before I started working here, so...
That's all the time we have. No.
So this is my third year planning FryFest and third year knowing about FryFest. So...
What's your favorite part?
Oh my goodness. I would say building relationships with the vendors. A lot of them are repeats, so I get to build these relationships every year, but also listening to the Hall of Fame panel and welcoming them to FryFest.
Yeah. So you have a lot of vendors. Do you have new ones this year? You're always kind of growing.
Yeah, there's new vendors every year. I think we have 7 new vendors this year. So that means they're new licensees with the University of Iowa, which allows them to come sell at the trade show.
What about the marching band? Are they going to come through?
Oh yeah, 7 o'clock we have the pep rally, so marching band and spirit squad will be here, and Herky, of course. And that's a great atmosphere for people to get ready for Saturday's game.
Does Herky like to do interviews?
Herky does. He's a little shy, but, you know, he can react a little bit.
Sure.
15, and I'm going to go back 15 years, because I was here 15 years ago. I don't think you were even born yet, were you?
Yeah.
15 years ago,
I'm
the
15.
river landing was not nearly as big as what it is now. 15 years ago, this was just going to be a one-weekend deal. Here we are, all those years later, it continues to grow. What do you hear from people? And I'm assuming you hear from people that travel from states to come to this.
Yeah, and the reason people come here is because not only the legacy of Hayden Fry, but it kicks off the athletic season, and people love to come here. The atmosphere is great. We've changed locations of being in a parking lot to actually having a venue to hold the event as this area grew. But people just love to come to FryFest, and it gives them something to do before the athletic season kickoff.
I was just to see if you had a question.
Oh, I mean, so many. I think we're not dressed appropriately. We need some Hawkeye Everyday Iowa gear next year.
Yes, you do. Well, I know where you can go buy something.
There's a lot back there. I've already been shopping in my head.
Yeah.
Well, some of the things, talk about some of the panel that's going to be here today. It's not just the black and gold shopping, but there's a lot of people to meet here today, too.
Yeah, so at 10 o'clock, the Hall of Fame gets inducted, and they'll come speak on a panel, so it's always great to welcome them back. At 1 p.m., we have a Remembering Hayden Fry panel, which features former coaches and players from Hayden Fry's era, so it'll be great to hear their stories of the impact he left on them. And then we're also welcoming some Herky Parade artists. They're going to come speak on a panel and talk about, the process of designing their own statue, how long it took, what materials they used, and their stories. So that'll be some cool panels today.
Very cool. Yeah. So when do you start preparing for all this? Like, can I ask that?
Yeah, we start looking into a concert who we're going to book around November. Their schedules build up quick, but a lot of the heavy lift begins in March. So it's a long process, but spreading it out over a couple of months gives us time to fully prepare.
Yeah. It's so worth it.
So worth it.
All day. How many people do you expect to come through?
We typically see around 9,000 to 10,000, and I can imagine that number is going to be increased this year. The statues are very attractive for people, the inductees for the Hall of Fame, all the panels, and then Maddie Poppy is an Iowa native, so we're really expecting a big crowd this year.
So as we walked in, and we've got about 2 minutes left here, as we walked in, there are people already lined up in the lobby. Tell everybody where we are, and if you're watching us live at home, you've got plenty of time to get down here, because if you might not be here when the doors open, you can do it all day. So give us the full schedule.
Yeah, so the doors open to the trade show at 9:45, and that's why people are lined up out there. They're also waiting to get a free Lisa Bluter poster. So the doors to the trade show are open 9:45 a.m. to 8 p.m., and the concert is from 8:45 to 10. Throughout the day, there's panels, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3:30, so there's something all day. We've got a blood drive at 9 a.m., so something to do for everybody all throughout the day.
And a bar mobile outside.
The important things.
Right.
Like kicking off football, you're going to have some drinks.
Oh yeah,
food.
we've got a beverage garden out there that opens at 11 o'clock, and then Cedar Ridge is also here selling alcohol out of their bar cart. So
It's so much fun here.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having
This
me.
is
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, we're going to let you off the hook because I know it's a very busy
Yeah.
day
Yes.
for you
And you
today.
have to find our next guest.
That's
too.
also true.
That is
Yes,
true.
Do that. Kylie, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
She's going to find our next guest, but I'll give you a hint. You can see what it might be about over our shoulders. When we come back, we're going to talk to one of the folks that made one of these turkeys come to life. You're watching a very special live Everyday Iowa from FryFest right here on KCRG TV 9.